Hello and welcome back, and today I want to do a very quick video on the subject of the price of Plex, a Plex lifetime membership if you will. I just finished recording a video about the best NAS for around 500 Nico. I don't know if that video is live yet. If it is, I'm sure it's linked below. And at the end of that video I was playing around, doing a bit of catching up, going on my phone and stuff like that, and I noticed this Reddit thread here, which I'm sure is on screen right now, and it was discussing some weird fluctuations that were being observed on the pricing of a Plex lifetime pass, and multiple users were highlighting that when they went to the Plex Pass page to look at the pricing, the price of a lifetime pass had shot up exponentially to $249. Now, I should also add for balance that when you go through that thread, there was also lots of people highlighting that one, they were still seeing the old price of $119 there. Also, lots of other users based in the US and other countries use VPNs and they weren't seeing that price. Nevertheless, multiple users were highlighting that they were starting to see that price at $249. Now, one, this could all be some big hoax. Someone could have gone in with Inspect Element and dicked around and changed that price. I don't think so. There's enough people on there to indicate that this wasn't just an isolated example. Secondly, this might have been some A/B testing. You know, when you go to certain websites when A/B testing plugins are utilized, or a different front end, depending on where you are, and with random generation as well, showing you how a page looks for them to gauge the interest, pro and con, good, dislike, like, unhappy, etc. about more of a website GUI. And I think in regards to pricing, if this was something Plex was doing, it would be a weird way to do it. Nonetheless, this does open up the door to the idea of Plex increasing the price of a lifetime membership. Let's be realistic about this. They wouldn't be the first in the market right now to start looking at how much they are paying for a lifetime license and wondering, a lifetime's a long time. If you look at Wikipedia, as of 2023, from what I understand, details on there highlight that there are 16 million active users worldwide using Plex. That is a lot of users. Also, even though Plex does heavily rely on you, the end user, having your own hardware to host all your multimedia on your own server, that still means a lot of plugin maintenance. It requires a lot of network security and maintenance on that application that requires paying for it. 16 million users with no real differentiation between client devices and active server, Plex Media server users, it still opens the door to a lot of active use for an application. Now, another example that came recently was Unraid. Unraid, a popular NAS software platform that arrived in 3 different tiers, kind of a small scale, a medium scale, and a lifetime membership. And they made the difficult decision earlier in 2024 to increase their prices, indeed restructure a lot of their portfolio of their licensing from beginning, medium, end, and sort of re-changing it, but at the same time maintaining the previous generation of licensee users of Unraid, so that it wasn't going to turn out that older generation users that had got the lifetime membership or their previous membership tiers were going to lose out and get onto this new tier. And if we look at more streaming services that we use every single day, we're seeing more and more of these start to change the profile of their arrangement of tiers, either introducing ad tiers or forcing users onto ad tiers and then moving newer features onto premium tiers that cost a lot more. So with all that in mind, we have to also keep in our heads that last year Plex announced losses, I believe, of 20% of their staff force in means to kind of keep the company a lot more profitable and leaner. And they were exploring options from streaming into changing their business models and price tiering potentially to get more revenue into the business and make themselves more sustainable. Now that brings us right the way back to the start of this video. I think it's realistic that Plex are going to increase their prices. Whether it goes all the way up to $249, that is a big old leap without nothing in the middle. But nonetheless, I think we have to realistically accept that Plex are going to increase the price, if not of the base level tiers, then certainly of that lifetime membership, because things have changed, and although there have been incremental increases in the years that have passed, they have not been significant. Which brings us to the next question: is it worth it? I think if you spoke to the majority of Plex lifetime users right now, not including any that may be included in the future on a more expensive tier, if you ask them, has that lifetime membership been worth it? I think the bulk of them would say yes. I think the majority of users would have to agree that for the number of years they have had it, and even though they had to provide their own server hardware and of course provide their own media, it has been a useful platform for streaming multimedia to family members, friends, colleagues and more, as well as simplifying a lot of the media streaming process to allow you to use your own multimedia in that slick Netflix-esque way. However, that doesn't apply to the future, and if Plex was going to go down the road of increasing their price up to $249, there are serious questions there. One, what are they going to include in that tiering system if they were to engage with an increase like that to make it worth their while? Are they going to have to admit that the lifetime membership up to this point has been an absolute loss, and those 16 million users are just not covering the bills? I'm probably going to be pretty unpopular here when I say this, but I think Plex should increase the price of the Plex Pass membership there for lifetime users at the very least. Now, keeping in mind that Plex Pass includes all the mobile apps, which in of themselves need to be maintained for security and stability, that Plex as a platform still has a community of support, a support community behind it. It has a lot of updates to individual apps and services and making other degrees of hardware compatible with Plex. Alongside that, they've also got applications in popular application centers, and on top of that, we also have to factor in security and vulnerability management on the side of Plex to make sure their platform remains secure, let alone just stable. Alongside this, there's going to be users in the comments that are going to highlight Jellyfin. They're going to highlight MB. They talk about other applications that don't charge as much, or at least give you a great degree of customization and still remain open source regardless. And you're right, those are options. But I think if we look at the market shares, Plex is still doing a damn fine job despite being a premium platform. I'm not going to say it's perfect. God, no. I think it's charging quite a lot for what it's offering in the short term, but for lifetime passes, I think that price point makes a little bit more sense. I don't think $249 is justified, but I do think they could stand to increase the price a little bit more and maintain that platform there. And I know I'm going to be unpopular for saying that. Regardless, whatever that $249 thing, that blip, whatever we're going to call it, that we referred to at the beginning of the video, whatever that is, I think this should be a bit of an alarm bell for users out there that are thinking of jumping on Plex and wondering about the pricing, because there is absolutely no way that price is going down. The only way it's going is up. I think it's important that I stress I have no affiliation with Plex. I get no commission or anything like that. It's really me just saying that as someone who has used multiple different multimedia server applications over the years, from first-party applications that have been provided by NAS brands within their ecosystem or third-party ones, very few have balanced the whole user-friendly, feature-rich, support and secure line as well as Plex. And if you were thinking about buying Plex, I would maybe think about getting it sooner rather than later, because there's absolutely no way they're going to maintain that price point, whether this 249 guff is going to happen or not. Ultimately, it comes down to you. There are free options out there. I encourage you to try out MB and Jellyfish. MB's got a trial system built in, and Jellyfin is completely free. Give them a try to give you some sense of perspective. But nonetheless, if you're a Plex user that doesn't have a lifetime pass, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing those prices going up very soon. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'd love to talk about this more. Hopefully we'll find out more about what the hell was going on with that $249 thing. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.